The stock market dumped, the crypto market dumped, and on top of that, North Korean hackers are trying to steal your crypto. In this video today, I am going to explain all of the crazy stuff that is currently going on. I'm going to share why all of this is happening. And with regards to the North Korean hackers, I'm going to explain how you can protect yourself. There is a lot to unpack in this video. So let's get started. But before we do, I just want to ask you for a quick favor. If you enjoy watching videos like this one, then make sure to hit the like button. And if you aren't yet, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be posting regularly throughout this crypto market cycle to make sure that you get an edge in this market. As usual, I've prepared a bunch of really interesting charts, tweets, and news updates that I want to share with you. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to pull up my screen here. Let's start with this. So breaking, the Magnificent Seven stocks have now erased 550 billion of market cap today. Nvidia is on track for its largest daily drop since April 2024. Volatility is here to stay. So here you see a chart. Here you see an overview of the entire stock market. If we zoom in, Microsoft down, Nvidia down, Apple down, Google down, Meta down, Amazon is down. It seems to be a total bloodbath. And why is all of this happening? I'm going to explain it in just a bit. Here, just in Nvidia, $300 billion wiped off Nvidia's market cap today, the biggest single day fall in market cap ever. And here you see a big dump in Nvidia stock. The S&P 500, in case you don't know what the S&P 500 is, that's a basket of the 500 largest publicly traded companies on the US stock market, also dumped as well in the past 5 days, or actually yesterday and today. So it started on the 3rd of September. It went all the way down on the 4th of September. And this might be the start of something bigger. So that's also something that we're going to address in this video. Is there more downside ahead? If we look at Bitcoin, then we also see that the price of Bitcoin dumped as well. This is another bloodbath. And you know that if Bitcoin dumps, the entire crypto market dumps. That is currently still how the crypto market works. Bitcoin is a market mover and the rest tends to follow, except for a few small projects which kind of disconnect from the overall market sentiment. But in general, that's how the market works. When Bitcoin moves, the rest follows. When we look at the Nikkei index, the Japanese stock market, basically it's an index that is showing the sentiment in the Japanese stock market. We also saw a massive dump. So let's briefly address why is all of this happening right now. One thing could be seasonality. So right now, September is usually not known to be the best month in the financial markets. There's a lot of volatility, and especially since we have the US elections that are coming up right now. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. We don't know who is going to get elected. I don't want to make this a political video, but one side tends to be very pro-business and the other side tends to be very anti-business. So investors, especially large funds, they don't know what the future is going to bring to them. And if you look at the polls, it seems like it's a very close tie between who is going to win. There's not a very clear winner in the polls yet. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. And earlier, if we zoom out, for example, we look at the S&P 500, you see that from this moment onwards, we saw the AI hype. So when investors found out about ChatGPT, they imagined that the whole world was soon going to be adopting AI, that everything was going to be AI, and they wanted to get on this AI wagon. So everything that involved the keywords AI, they were throwing their money at it left and right because that was the big hype. And that is very much a risk-on investing environment. So when the market is optimistic, it tends to be very risk on. So they throw their money at tech stocks, at crypto, and when the market is risk off, they try to move their money away to lower risk investments like bonds or other lower risk investment vehicles. Now, right now, with all of this uncertainty in the market, investors are trying to decide whether they're going to stick to these tech stocks, the Magnificent Seven, which include Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, Nvidia, and two more, or whether they're going to move their money into more risk-off kind of investments. So there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty in September, and hopefully, as we approach the US elections, we get a bit more certainty about the future, and then investors can make their plans based on that. So that is currently what is happening in the market. Of course, this month, we're also going to see a lot of important numbers that are going to be released, which also impact the entire investor sentiment in the market. So that will also cause a lot of volatility this month. Now, let's discuss the next topic, which is North Korean hackers are potentially going after your crypto right now. Today, I found this news article on Cointelegraph, and it says FBI warns of North Korean social engineering schemes to steal your crypto. North Korean scammers have been employing fake offers of employment and investment opportunities to trick crypto users into downloading malware. So how does all of this work, and how can you protect yourself? Well, here there's another explanation. So the actors, meaning the North Korean scammers, what they're doing is they're portraying themselves as employers or companies offering investment opportunities. And then they ask you to download a pre-employment test or to install another malware, so another software on your computer, which gives them a backdoor, or which allows them to spy or lock your keyboard or go into your passwords or go into your computer, basically. And they're trying to get more and more of your details that they can use in order to log into your exchange accounts or in order to get your private keys. So basically, how can you protect yourself against this scam? Well, one of my rules when it comes to cybersecurity, I made a whole video about this, and I posted it on my channel a while ago. But one of the things you should never do is you should never click on unknown links on the internet. When you click on an unknown link, you run the risk of installing some kind of malicious software. And this is exactly the strategy that these North Korean hackers are now trying to employ. So please be careful. Only click on trusted links that you know that are truly from a trusted company. Otherwise, you're better off not clicking on the link or not installing it at all. Okay, let's talk about the next thing, which is right now, if you go on Google Trends and you search Bitcoin, so you look at the chart of how often people are looking at Bitcoin, then right now we are at a yearly low. So this means that the retail interest in Bitcoin, people searching for Bitcoin on Google, is at a yearly low. And I think this is extremely bullish. Why is this extremely bullish? Well, usually the moment right before the bull market starts, that's when the biggest pain, the biggest fear, the biggest uncertainty is in the market. Usually retail investors don't want to be anything close to the crypto market right before the bull market starts. Whereas I know you've probably listened to investors like Warren Buffett that say, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. Well, right now the market is super fearful. And all of those retail investors that have been saying, yeah, if Bitcoin drops, then I'm going to buy it. Or when Bitcoin is cheap again, then I'm going to fill up my bags and then load up before the next bull market. Well, those same investors are not around right now. They're scared, they're shitting their pants, and they don't know what to do. But when I look at this chart, this graph, to me, this is super bullish. When the retail investors are out of the market, that means that the bull market is ready to start. And I've been saying it in my past few videos, but I believe that this bull market is going to start in October. Of course, this is not a guarantee. This is just my prediction based on previous market cycles. But Q4 usually tends to be an explosive one, especially with this election year and the election happening in a few weeks from now. People are starting to think that Bitcoin will go sideways forever. So when we see the price of Bitcoin, and I'm going to show it to you here, for the past few months, we've been going sideways. There was a point where we broke out to the upside. Now we broke out to the downside. But in general, we have been going sideways for quite a while. And indeed, retail investors believe that, when the market is going up, they believe the market will always go up. When the market is going down, they believe that the market will always go down. And when the market is going sideways, well, guess what? They believe that the market will always keep on going sideways. But that's not how the markets work. The markets move in cycles, especially the crypto market. So when people start to think that Bitcoin will go sideways forever, and that's usually when retail loses their interest because they start to search for other shiny objects where they can get higher returns, well, that's usually when the market starts to pump a lot. So I totally agree with Samson Mo. And this is what most people, I like to put in some illustrations like this where you see this is what people think that hodling is like. It's just a straight line to the finish. It's easy. But in reality, holding on to your Bitcoin is more of going through valleys, overcoming obstacles, swimming oceans, overcoming really heavy weather situations. Like, your mind will be tested. You really need to understand this asset, and you do so by watching videos like this one and surrounding yourself by other people that also understand what is going on in the market. And when you understand the asset, you try to load up your bag. You try to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible by buying Bitcoin, by mining Bitcoin, or whatever, and you hold on to as much of it as possible. And in the end, when you have overcome all of these cycles, these dips, these local fear, uncertainty, and doubts, then you will be arriving at your final destination where you can sell your Bitcoin at a higher price and basically make a nice profit. So keep in mind, it's not an easy path. You need to zoom out, you need to have discipline, and you need to keep buying the dips or loading up your bags. And then when you're patient, you're going to be rewarded. Because we see a lot of positive news happening as well. Even though the market is now going sideways, people are fearful, retail demand is out of the market. We see stuff like this happen where Apple added Bitcoin payments on their Apple Pay. This is huge. This is a top company, like almost 30%. I don't know how many people have iPhones, but almost, I would guess 30-40% of the world has an iPhone. And now they're adding Bitcoin payments on Apple Pay. This is massive for mass adoption of Bitcoin and crypto. This is a huge step. This is a very positive development. Here, another very positive development is Van Eck. Van Eck is one of the largest asset managers. Currently, they're managing $100 billion worth of assets. And they believe that the price of Bitcoin could reach 2.9 million by 2050. So in a little bit more than 25 years, they believe that one Bitcoin could be worth 2.9 million. So if your goal is to retire, then you only need to have a few Bitcoin. And if these predictions then hold true, then you're going to be a multi-millionaire by simply investing in a few Bitcoin. You could buy a Bitcoin on the open market. Right now, that would cost you around $60,000, or you could mine Bitcoin and potentially you can produce it below its market value. But when big asset managers like Van Eck, which have a very big reputation that they don't want to mess up, come out with these very big, bold predictions about Bitcoin and backing it up with their research, that is something huge. That says something about the trust in this asset, because there's only 21 million Bitcoin, and the demand for Bitcoin keeps on increasing. Here, another very positive development. Qatar recently introduced a regulatory framework for digital assets. So the Middle East is very bullish on crypto. I believe that the Middle East might become the center of the world, the center of the global economy. We're seeing that Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and now Qatar are all embracing are all embracing crypto, are all trying to come with very innovative and favorable regulations to attract capital, to attract talent. And they're positioning themselves to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of all of the developments that are currently happening in this very innovative space. Whereas the West is trying to come up with more complicated regulations, more complicated tax systems, and they're basically almost scaring away the crypto companies, the crypto investors. But the Middle East is taking a totally different approach to all of this, which I think, again, is very interesting and very bullish. And that was also one of the reasons why I decided to move to Dubai in 2021, because I saw a bigger future there in terms of crypto and the way that it was positioning itself. Like Dubai is really trying to become the Silicon Valley of crypto. Crypto Rover just shared a very interesting chart as well. And he's saying if BlackRock keeps on buying the amount of Bitcoin that they're buying now every single day, if we extrapolate that, then in 10 years from now, they will own around 5.2 million Bitcoin. I hope they will not own that much Bitcoin, because that makes it a little bit risky. You don't want one single entity that owns such a large proportion of the Bitcoin supply. And I do know a lot of people are just going to be hodling and holding their Bitcoin and never selling, and just holding on to that Bitcoin as a retirement fund. But yeah, again, everyone probably has a certain price in mind that when Bitcoin hits that price, they might be willing to sell their Bitcoin to BlackRock. Who knows? But yeah, BlackRock is buying Bitcoin up very aggressively by the thousands every single day. And if they continue doing that, I'm not sure if it's going to be 5.2 million, if that's achievable, but for sure, they're going to own a very big portion of the supply. Lark Davis is saying a perfect storm is brewing in the crypto market right now, and here is why. We're 16 days away from potential rate cuts. Why is that important? Well, when we decrease the interest rates, it means that money is cheaper, it flows more easily into the financial markets, driving up the price of assets. The US elections are just 65 days away, so usually the elections tend to have a very positive impact on the price of Bitcoin. FTX is going to distribute $16 billion in cash to crypto degens, which is probably going to flow back into the crypto market for a large part. Gold prices are at an all-time high, showing that people are looking for ways to hedge themselves against inflation. Global M2 supply is rising, so the more money is in circulation, the more money will flow in the financial markets, driving up the price of Bitcoin as well. The total market cap of stablecoins is at an all-time high, so this is usually a leading indicator. So when the market cap of stablecoins go up, it usually means that crypto will also follow, because more liquidity is in the crypto markets. Fresh liquidity is entering the markets because all of these new stablecoins that are being minted and all of these new investors that are now attracted into the crypto market because all of the institutional adoption. After months of waiting, we're finally getting close to a massive rally indeed. The final countdown before the big crypto pump is right now. And if you look at the cyclical nature of Bitcoin, right now we are around 9% into this new market cycle. If we take the Bitcoin halving as a starting point, usually we see that that's the time when Bitcoin normally starts to go up in price quite a lot. So I believe that this is going to start happening more in October. I believe that September might still be a bad month, but I believe in October, again, don't take this as a promise, don't take this as a guarantee. This is just my estimate based on the cyclical nature of Bitcoin and the fact that Q4 usually tends to be the best quarter. I think that's when we're really going to start to see interesting price movements. Let me know in the comments below what you think, or when do you think the crypto bull market is going to kick off, or at least the next phase of the crypto bull market is going to kick off. Here's an indicator that I often like to look at, which is the Bitcoin MVRV Z-score. This chart looks at Bitcoin and it tries to evaluate whether Bitcoin is overvalued or undervalued. And now you should look at the orange line in the chart. When this orange line hits the red zone, it usually means that Bitcoin is overbought and it's usually close to a market top. When the orange line hits the green box, it means that Bitcoin is oversold. And right now we're closer to oversold territories than overbought. And this, according to my estimate, means that we still have a long way to go up from here, because right now there's a lot of fear in the market, according to Philip Swift as well. And I also think that the market cycle, the bull market cycle at least, or the next phase up, is still needs to start. Some people believe that the bull market is over. That's total bullshit. It still needs to start. And then finally, Vivek dropped this post. He says Satoshi Nakamoto should deserve a Nobel Prize in economics. And I totally agree, because Satoshi Nakamoto has created a real means to create digital scarcity. And in a world where governments can print new money with just a few clicks of a button, an asset with real scarcity, like 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be in circulation, offers people a really great way to protect themselves against the money printing of governments. And it gives holders an opportunity to take back the financial control over their own lives. That being said, we have unpacked quite a lot in this video today, but the most important thing that you should understand right now is that even though the market is a total bloodbath, the crypto market is down, the stock market is down, the Japanese stock market is down, Nvidia is down, investors are very fearful. This is the time to position yourself in the market for what is about to come next. Look, markets go up and down. They have done so for the past year, decade, 100 plus years, and they will keep on doing that. But if you teach yourself how to take advantage of fearful periods in the market to buy really great assets that you truly believe in, and you can buy them at a discount, and you hold on to them, you study them, you believe in them, and then the market will reward you by giving you a nice increase in the price. If you've picked the right asset, of course. And in my opinion, I believe that Bitcoin right now is an asset that is going to play an increasingly important role in society. Again, why? Because governments are abusing their powers to print more money. And the individuals and institutions are desperately looking for ways to hedge themselves against all of this money printing and to hedge themselves against the bad decisions that the governments are making right now. Look, it is all up to you whether you believe in Bitcoin or not, but I definitely recommend you to study this asset class. And if you do believe in it as well, to load up your bags right now, because we might be entering one of the biggest crypto bull markets in history, because we've never seen a bull market cycle where so much institutional money is going to flow into the market. But a side note here as well, with all of this money entering the market, it might also be the final big explosive crypto bull market cycle that we might experience, because as assets mature, so does the volatility slowly starts to fade away. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, if you got some useful insights out of it, then make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to post regular updates throughout this crypto market cycle to make sure that you get an edge in the market. And I'm really curious to hear, when do you believe that the next phase of the crypto market cycle, the next leg up, is going to start? Drop it in the comments below. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.